That's the first two tips, right? So know the market and do the math. And the third is lean into your genius. And I mentioned this a couple of times recently. You have to be good at something and you have to lean into it. Once you figure out what your sweet spot is, what it is that you can do, that you like to do, that's not hard for you to do, that you enjoy doing every day, and you can do it consistently, that's what you sell yourself as. And it's not going to be, no one can do everything, and everyone's going to have a genius in what they do. So what's yours? You may not know. If you're a newbie, you may have to try different things. It may take you a couple years to figure it out. But if by 2 or 3 years of being a virtual assistant, you should know what you're best at. And that's what you just market yourself as. You lean into that genius, right? So if you're really good at making sure that people have good engagement on their Instagram, if you're really good at editing videos using Filmora for YouTube videos, if you're really good at building leads using LinkedIn to be able to build a lead list and to help the client set up appointments off of LinkedIn, then that's the kind of thing that you can charge more for because it's specialized and there's an easy way to show a return on investment. So when you figure out what your genius is, you lean into it. So you look at the market, you figure out, how do I penetrate this market? What are the skills I need to make a difference? What do I like doing? What do I enjoy doing? I mean, you want to be able to get paid for something that you love to do, that you would do for free if you didn't have to work. But it's something that, of course, you do have to work, so you are going to get paid for it. So make sure it's something you enjoy. Because if you enjoy it, then it will be fun. It'll be something that unleashes your creativity, gives you something that benefits who you are. A lot of really good VAs are really creative or they're very structured, and both are equally valuable to a client. The ones that can create great videos and great graphics and great content are worth what they get paid for. They're worth $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 an hour to a business owner in the US. Also, if you can bring structure, if you can build a lead list, if you can help manage their emails, if you can keep all of their appointment setting, organized, they'll pay for that. So this is what I'm really talking about. People pay for results. What I'm talking about is people pay for results. They hire you because they need you to do something they don't have the time or the skill to do themselves, but their business needs to have happen to be successful. And if it's successful, they'll pay you. If they're not successful because they don't have a good business product, they don't know what they're doing, they're not organized, they don't have any creativity, then they're going to fail. And you're going to probably have to find a new client eventually. So you want to identify those clients and use them when you have to, but don't take on anybody. Don't take on clients that are going to fail, because if you take that work for a couple months and then they fail, you got to go out and find another client. Now, I know not everyone could be picky. I know a lot of you are looking for your first client or you need more clients. So you take what you have to take as you go, but you have an end goal in mind of looking for the clients that you have a good synergy with, that you can have a common vision, that you can do things where they don't have to really be involved, where it becomes kind of automated from their perspective. This is what you really want. A couple of my VAs are really good at that. Freya is amazing at managing social media, and she makes it look like it's me doing my social media, but it's not. It's her, right? And she's trained Russ to do the same thing. So we have a program, Sonic VA, to train people to do social media so that you learn the client's voice. And you can do things on social media where people just don't know it's not the client. But that takes time. That takes months of training and learning and leveling up. But that's what you want to be able to do, right? You want to be so good at something, like Freya is a social media management, that people will promote her and give her raises and do things. And that's what you want to be, right? So you want to be a virtual assistant working for a client where they're going to not just pay you now, but pay you a long period of time and reward you for being a successful part of their business. So that's the first 3 tips. Tip number 4 is really market yourself as the solution. So I mentioned this a minute ago, but this is the 4th tip. You are the solution. People look for virtual assistants because they're too busy. It's too painful for them to spend the time they need to spend to be successful. I'll give you an example. Part of the way I grow my business is LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a very powerful tool to market to professionals, to market to people that are working for a company, right? So I have a business where I cater to small and medium-sized enterprises where they have, between 10 and a couple hundred employees, where they are looking to grow their business, but they can't always afford to hire people in the US. So they want to outsource some of the work to the Philippines. These are the full-time employees that I have in my business. And I've had several of them for 10 plus years. And it's very stable work because it's a stable company looking to grow through virtual employees. And that's important. Those kind of jobs have their pros and cons. Some of them, you have to work US daytime hours. It's full time. It's not flexible. It could be fairly redundant. I mean, if you've worked in a BPO, you know what I'm talking about. This is BPO work. It's just home based versus having to report to an office. But you provide a solution, right? You provide an answer to their need. It's a lot more challenging when you're working for a small business owner, an entrepreneur, especially a solopreneur who's working by themselves. And if you're kind of curious how many there are out there, I heard the stat not too long ago. There are 26 million American businesses that have 1 or 0 employees. Now, a business has 0 employees because the owner is doing all the work themselves. So 26 million opportunities for a Filipino virtual assistant to be matched up with a business owner who needs somebody who can manage their social media or edit their videos or help them with their graphics or help them with their lead generation. Whatever your skill set is, whatever your genius is, there are millions of clients out there that need someone like you to help them. So you have to talk to them as if you're the solution, right? So they're too busy doing X, so you can do that for them, fill in the blank, right? They know they need more consistent lead generation on LinkedIn. They know LinkedIn's a good market for them, like it is for me. But to be effective on LinkedIn, you got to spend a couple hours a day, every day, Monday through Friday, greeting people, adding new connections, doing birthday greetings, congratulating them on their work anniversary, congratulating them on a promotion. You have to constantly be on LinkedIn, and it's time consuming. Very few solopreneurs or small business owners can afford to spend 10 hours a week on LinkedIn, but they can afford to spend 10 hours a week for a VA to be on LinkedIn if the VA is good at using LinkedIn to build up a community, to build connections, to build engagement. So whether it be LinkedIn or Facebook or IG or whatever it is, if you're an expert in that platform, market yourself as such. Market yourself as the solution to someone's problems. Now, this is counterintuitive. Most of us, again, especially if we're new, especially if we're just starting out, we think we need to be everything to everyone. And there's some truth to that because you just need to get experience. You just need to get paid. So you'll do that in the short term. But long term, you don't want to be everything to everyone. You want to be someone special to special people. So you figure out your niche, you figure out your industry, you figure out what you're best at. The most successful VAs I come across are really good in niches, right? They're real estate VAs. They're VAs that work in the healthcare industry. They're VAs that specialize in working for business coaches. They're VAs that specialize in trying to help a social media influencer keep their audience engaged. So again, going back to the kind of the theme is when you figure out what your genius is, you market yourself as that solution to the people that need that skill, that ability that you have, that you cultivated into your own genius. That's really kind of what you're looking for, right? You want to be able to decide, basically things will decide for you. You'll just figure out what you're best at and how you start marketing yourself. But there's a couple of tips I can give you on how you really market yourself as a solution. When you go on an interview, there's certain things you should or shouldn't do. When you go to Online Jobs PH or Upwork or Fiverr or wherever and apply, there's certain things you should or shouldn't do. Even with your resume, there's certain things you should or shouldn't do. And a lot of Filipino virtual assistants do the things they shouldn't do. They have badly constructed resumes. They don't really treat applying for a job very seriously, and they don't do well in the interviews. And these are basically because people just aren't taking a little bit of extra time to be more prepared, to be more thorough, and to do things that make them stand out. So I have a series of videos. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, and Ethan will drop that here in the chat box, you'll see that I have a series of videos talking about how to make a killer resume, how to nail your interview, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, the do's and don'ts of Online Jobs PH. You want to do these things, keep you at the top of the pile. that make sure people connect with you in a way that is different than everybody else, because you're competing with a million other Filipino virtual assistants. You're competing with a lot of people out there to get these jobs. Whenever we post a job on online jobs PH, and one of my VAs, Ressa, knows this well, she spends a big chunk of her day every day helping us screen VA candidates and online jobs PH. A lot of those people online Just PH, we screen out pretty quickly. And it's because we'll post a job and we'll get 200 applicants. And the first we go through, and 100 of them we can just dismiss because they didn't attach a resume or send a link to a resume. They didn't really match their application to fit the job posting. Like it'll say the job posted for operations manager, and they send us a cover letter that says, hey, I want to be your social media manager. And we're like, next, swipe left, because they're not even trying to match the job to what they can do. So, and then we get 200 applicants, we screen out a bunch. We get these applicants, we know which ones we want to get serious about. We narrow it down, we give them an assessment, we get that 200 down to the top 10, we interview them. Then of the top 10, maybe we find 2 or 3 that we put to the client to look at. So if you want to be one of those 2 or 3 and not one of the 200, you have to do these things, like make sure you have a killer resume, make sure that you know how to optimize profiles, and make sure that you know how to nail the interview. So this is the kind of things that you do that help market yourself as a solution, right? You want to have a one-page resume that's clean and colorful and bold, that has things that talk about what the client needs. You're really showing that you're the solution to their problem. When you get on the online job applications, you make sure that you're succinct and you're to the point, and you let them hear what it is that what you do best and how it helps them. When you have that interview, you make sure you're telling them, you're assuring them, you're showing them, demonstrating to them that you're the solution to their problems. So if you do these things, you'll stand out. And this is really the key to the 4th tip, right? So the 4th tip, again, is market yourself as a solution. So what do you do now that helps you stand out? So that when they see your profile, they see your resume, they see you on the Zoom interview, that they see the solution to their problems. Again, you could check out other videos to help give you some more insight into how to do this. So I want to move on to our 5th and final tip on how to make sure that you make more money. And that's how to use strategy to follow influencers and to get noticed and to build a community of followers for yourself as a VA. Now, most VAs think, what? I'm not an influencer. What? I don't want to have people follow me. I want to work for somebody and have people follow them. But I got to tell you, the best VAs are the ones that know how to do this for themselves. They're the VAs that have business pages in Facebook. You can set up a free business page in Facebook in a matter of seconds, and you can use that to grow your business. It's better than using your Facebook profile, because your Facebook profile caps out at 5,000 connections or friends, but your business page can have unlimited number of followers. That you can use your different apps and tools that are integrated into Facebook, Facebook Insights, Facebook Business Suite. Tools that allow you a lot more dynamic use of your social media. And if you learn how to do these for yourself, then you become an expert and you can do them for clients. And most clients, believe it or not, especially small business clients, even here in the US, they don't know these things. They use their Facebook personal page for business. They don't know how to set up a business page. They don't know why they should. They don't know how to convert their IG account from a personal account to a business account. They don't know how to link their IG to their Facebook. So if you post on one platform, it auto posts to the other. They have no idea how to take a TikTok video and get the watermark off of it so they could post it on IG. They have no idea about some songs and music choices you can put on a reel in IG. It'll work, but if you try to put it in a Facebook, it'll get blocked. They have no idea what YouTube Shorts are. They have no idea what to do when it comes to using Facebook ads. They don't really understand how to do LinkedIn. Any of these things that you learn for yourself as you try to grow your business, you're now an expert in, and can help a client be successful doing the things you've already done for yourself. So you are an influencer, and you have to think like one, because we live in the age of influencers, not experts. I talk about experts a lot because people they need experts, but they want influencers. They don't want just somebody to tell them how something's being done. They want someone to do it for them and make it bigger, right? When people hire VAs, they're doing it because they want to grow. They want to expand. They want to scale, and they can't do any more than they can do themselves. So when they hire you, it's because they think it's going to be this solution that's going to help everything grow. And for you to understand that, you have to get into it yourself. You need to be an influencer. So join Facebook groups, join Facebook, follow Facebook pages, follow influencers, comment on their stuff, compliment them for what they post, engage with them. That's the best way to get into the idea of what it means to grow a business when you're doing it for yourself. So if you're a virtual assistant and you have a Facebook business page and you're logging in as that Facebook business page and using that to like influencers, to follow people that you think can help you find clients, that's the way to go. Just setting up a profile and hoping that people find you, applying for jobs, just see a job posting, send a resume. It's a numbers game, and you're going to lose. There are millions of people looking for the same jobs, and there's other people doing more to stand out. So you want to make sure that you're thinking like an influencer. How do you grow your following? And if you think that way, if you have that kind of mindset, it'll make it easier for you to attract. Know how to be an influencer for yourself and your clients. So know the math, know your market, know what your genius is, know how to market yourself, and know how to influence. That's really the 5 tips I have for today. Thank you everyone for your time. You will see these it'll probably slice into 2 pieces and show up on my YouTube channel in about a week or so. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me or my team through social media. Dan Meyer, Virtual Staffing Expert, Sonic VA, Landing American Clients, or our Facebook pages. You have our YouTube channel. You can find us pretty easily on IG or LinkedIn. So that's it for today. I want to thank you all for your time. Now get out there and have a great rest of your day.